Hey everyone, Tim Schofield here from CubeKing77.com, here to review the Idol 3 from Alcatel, but it's different than the one I reviewed earlier. It's a 4.7-inch display as opposed to a 5.5-inch display. That's not the only difference. There are a couple other differences, including price. The Idol 3 4.7 is going to run you $180 off contract, unlocked. It does have LTE. Here's all the bands right next to me. So definitely a budget device. Let's go ahead and take a look at it and see if it's worth it. First, talk about design. With that 4.7-inch display, you do have a compact design, even with front-facing speakers. So on the back here, you kind of have a brushed metal look. It is all plastic all the way around, which makes it very light as well. LED flash, 13-megapixel camera. I'll get to that in just a second. When you look up at the top of the device, you'll see you have a microphone, 3.5-millimeter headphone jack, and then down at the bottom of the device, you have a microphone as well because it is reversible. I'll show you that when I get the software. You have a micro USB charging slot. On the right side are your volume rockers, and then on the left side is your power button and your micro SD card slot and SIM card slot. The power button placement is not good. I really don't like it. I said it about the Idol 3 5.5 as well. It's easier on a smaller device with it right there, but it's still just not conveniently placed at all. And on the front of the device, you have those JBL stereo speakers, and they're fantastic. I love the design of them. I love the sound quality as well. Overall, just really great. You have sensors on the front and a 5-megapixel front-facing camera. When it comes to the display, you have a 4.7-inch 720p IPS LCD display, and while the compact size is a little refreshing, I do prefer to consume media on a little bit larger display. However, when it comes to 720p screens, it's a very good display. I do wish it was 1080, of course, but obviously with that price point, it's hard to bump it up to 1080. And also, when I talk about battery life, you'll see how good battery life is with that 720p display. Now, when I'm outside, it could get a little bit brighter, but still no complaints. I can still see it just fine in direct sunlight. So overall, the colors are pretty good. Like I said, a pretty solid 720p display. Moving on to the camera, it has the same 13-megapixel shooter that the 5.5-inch Idol 3 has, and it's really not going to blow you away. It gets a job done in good lighting situations. In low light, it kind of struggles a little bit. When it comes to features on the camera, you have auto mode, HDR, panorama. You do have a manual mode as well, where you can change various settings such as the ISO, white balance, etc. So, I mean, overall, it's just okay at that price point. You kind of get what you pay for when it comes to the camera. The Idol 3 4.7 has an embedded 2,000 milliamp hour battery. It takes a little bit longer to charge, maybe about 2.5 hours, but battery life is really good. I'm very impressed, coupled with that 720p display. You get very good battery life. I get on average about 4 hours and 25 minutes screen on time. It definitely gets me through the day. Standby time's very good as well. So super pleased with the battery life. Okay, let's talk about software on the Idol 3. And here's the lock screen. Pretty standard lollipop lock screen where you swipe up, you got the phone and camera in the corners. However, you do have shortcuts that you can tap on and you touch again to open it. And you can customize them if you want to open a calculator, if you want to take a selfie, etc. And also there's another neat lock screen option that really is different where you can use your eyes to actually unlock your device. I don't know if this is going to work. You have to really put it close to your head to unlock it. And there you go, it worked. So it scans your eyes and unlocks your device. When it comes to performance, the 4.7 has a Snapdragon 410 quad-core processor with 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. And some of the animations could be a little bit smoother, and you do get stuttering when you have a lot of apps open at once. When it comes to loading high-end games, loading time takes a little bit longer than some of the upper-end phones do, and graphics just really aren't that great. However, you do play high-end games with lower graphics, and they are smooth, so you don't get stuttering while you're in the game, and it just takes a little bit longer to load them. And RAM management's pretty good with that 1.5 gigabytes of RAM. Like I said, you do get an occasional stutter, though, when you're running through multitasking and you have a decent amount of apps open at once. Overall, Alcatel does go with a pretty stock approach to the operating system. They do theme their icons, which are a little cartoony, but they're okay. You do get used to them. You see pulling down, you have all your standard shortcuts right here. Let's go into the settings menu, scroll down, go to About Phone. It does come with Android 5.0.2, which is not the latest. 5.1.1 is the latest. And the 5.5 Idol 3 hasn't gotten it yet, so I don't know if it's going to be coming to this device. I haven't heard anything from Alcatel, so not too sure how good they are going to be with keeping this device updated. Now, there are a couple gestures included, and one of them being double tap to wake, which is great because that power button's in a terrible spot. There's also turn over to mute and turn over to activate snooze on your alarm. And like I said, this is reversible. There is an LED indicator as well. So we go to display, and you'll see reversible. You can turn it on or off if you don't want it, and there's different animations as well. So flipping it upside down, and it's a pretty symmetrical device, so you'll see it. You can use it just fine upside down, making phone calls, doing just about anything upside down. So if you accidentally take it out of your pocket a wrong way, the only way you'll notice it is because the volume and power buttons are in the bottom instead of the top. The launcher is very similar to the stock Google Now launcher. It doesn't have the update with the vertical scrolling. It's only horizontal scrolling, which some people like better. So going to pressing and holding at wallpapers, widgets, and settings overall. So a lot very similar to stock Android, which I really like about the device. I was hoping you would get updates a little bit quicker. So we'll see. Like I said, hopefully Alcatel can push out an update soon. I'll keep you guys updated if they actually do. Time for a quick recap, and want to give some final thoughts on the reversible Idol 3 4.7. Definitely geared towards people that want a more compact phone and are also on a budget. It's a very good price for it. You have some amazing front-facing speakers. You got great battery life as well. You're going to have to deal with a couple performance hiccups here and there. Not as good graphics when playing games, and then also the camera's just so-so. But at that $180 price point, it's a very good deal, especially if you're in the market for a more compact phone. So I'd say it's definitely a go if you're okay with the smaller size and the smaller display. Anyways, that's my review of the Idol 3 4.7 from Alcatel OneTouch. I hope you enjoyed it. More videos to come, so be sure to click that subscribe button. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. All links in the description video below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.